storyline behind it, a little bit more, anticipation for me and my part to want to see this match. And if it had a belt on the line, I think it really could have gotten 5 stars. Now to the main event of the night, we had Edge taking on, facing the Undertaker in his return. And the Hell in a Cell, and Hell in a Cells, I mean, my God, I don't think I've seen a bad Hell in a Cell. You could put 2 bad wrestlers in there, and you can do something with it. But Undertaker is the master of this match. He again is a great veteran talent. Edge, he really doesn't have too many flaws out there. You just hate the guy. He's not afraid to do something, to put the match over. And Undertaker, he's old, or he's getting up there in age, excuse me, but he still did some pretty crazy things, or does some pretty crazy things. But it was a very good Hell in a Cell. I don't think it's going to be one of the. There's been 15. I think this is the 15th one, and I'm not going to say it should be ranked in like the top 3 or top 5, what have you, but it's definitely in the top 10, maybe number 10, because I think some other Hell in Cells haven't been too good as this one. Jericho, Triple H wasn't all that good. That six-man Armageddon Hell in a Cell back in the year 2000, 8 years ago already. My God, Undertaker's in that one too. I don't think that one is as good as it should have been. Just so many things I don't think that were good or as good as they should have been for Hell in a Cells. But this one, it was pretty decent. I mean, you stack it up, Undertaker, Mankind from 10 years ago now too. That was the first. No, that was the second Hell in a Cell. And then Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, I regard that as the best one of all time because of how Kane came out and the whole storylines and everything. And notice I'm focusing on storylines when I give these things stars because storylines matter the most. They entice you to go and buy the pay-per-view and not just the matches. You want to know how the story is going to play out. This story played out pretty well. Undertaker beat him with a chokeslam through the mat, or not through the mat, but a tombstone. And then, like, after the match, Undertaker went back for more beatings on Edge. He picked Edge up on the top of a ladder, said, "Now you go to hell," and he chokes on him off the top of the ladder, through the ring, and Undertaker's doing this whole little pose and everything he did the night with, like, the legs dim down, he's on his knee, he's doing all that thing he does. And then fire started coming from the hole. A very good ending, so he really did send Edge to hell. How the flames came up and everything. So who knows how this is going to play out now with Edge. Is Edge gone for a while now, or what's happening here? We don't know. It left me scratching my head wanting to see more from these guys. And then I gave this one a 5 out of 5. That's right, 5-star rating for that match just because of the psychology Undertaker brought into it. He's a master of psychology. I don't think I've ever seen a bad match from him. It's always been a 4 or 5-star match with this guy. Whenever he's involved, because of the psychology he brings right from the moment he walks out to the moment that he walks back. He controls that crowd. He controls their mindsets. So yeah, the psychology, he had me enticed the entire match. And now there were 8 segments, 7 matches, and a promo. So there's a total of 40 stars, if what have you, that could have been awarded today, and I counted them up. Out of 40 stars, it got 25. That's just a little better than half. So I'm gonna give this as an overall grade. I'll give it a C minus. Not a very good SummerSlam. A C minus pay-per-view. I mean, come on. It's one of your biggies of the year. Your third big one of the year. It's supposed to end the summer, all the summer storylines and everything, but instead, no, it was pretty sucky. Not too many storylines. Most of these storylines that we had on this show, besides Taker and Edge, most of these were thrown together in like the last month or two. And SummerSlam was like the culmination of like a feud that happens like at WrestleMania, like Taker and Edge, or even before that Taker and Edge, we had their storyline going, or it just starts off in the summer. But I mean, we had I think the next oldest one was like a month long. And that may have been Triple H Khali, because I think that pretty much started when he went over to SmackDown, and that was back in the beginning of summer, back in June, I believe. So, yeah, it wasn't a very good show. Not too many good feuds were into this one, so that's why it got such a low rating, because I wasn't too enticed with it. So, yeah, my notes and everything right here are saying 25 stars out of 40. It's despicable. It really is despicable of WWE talent. Not the talent, but the writers. You know, and Vince McMahon, everything, the company, I don't know, they gotta do something. They gotta pull something out of their ass, so to speak, if they expect to get expect to pick up fan ratings and everything. Alright, now I gotta pick up on UFC. There was a show uh, last week, a couple weekends ago, I think now, but a week and a half or so. And I told you on my last show, my friend Brandon, he was going to the UFC. I was gonna try getting him on for my next show. Well, he works a lot, and I couldn't pull it through for this show. So, but I'm gonna try pulling him on for a UFC countdown show. I'll get him on here one of these days, and we'll have a whole show dedicated to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. But we had uh, Brock Lesnar and Heath Herring were going against it. Roger Huerta and Kenny Florian, and then GSP and John Fitch. Roger Huerta, Kenny Florian, I thought that could have gone differently. I wanted Huerta to win. He didn't win. Kenny Florian beat him by decision. Brock Lesnar, his second UFC fight against a veteran, Heath Herring, and he pretty much kicked the living crap out of him. He kicked the shit out of him. Brock Lesnar came out with a flying knee, just something new. It was his hometown crowd, so I think he was fired up, but he came flying across the flying knee, and then he missed it, obviously, and then he danced around for like 5 seconds, and then he just landed a big right round to Heath's eye. And after that, it's pretty much downhill for Heath because Lesnar controlled his back the entire fight. Lesnar had been training in jiu-jitsu and everything, and he had Heath's back many, many times, but he wouldn't put his hooks in. I think he just wanted to dominate Heath Herring. He won that fight by decision. And then GSP took on John Fitch. John Fitch, I really didn't think should have been in there. It looked like Uriah Faber versus Jens Pulver during that fight because John Fitch didn't do too much in that fight. GSP pretty much dominated him. And GSP won by decision, and he kept his welterweight belt, so he made his first successful welterweight title defense. And out of that show, out of 5 stars for that show, because I didn't take too many notes on that one, I'll give it a 4. A pretty decent show, even though all 3 of the big matches went to decisions. They're entertaining fights. They're not like they were boring decisions where they were, it was just, standing around, laying around the entire time. There was some pretty good action in those 3 decision fights. So, a pretty decent show, 4 out of 5. It's a good rating. We'll just see how they do next month when we have Chuck Liddell versus Rashad Evans and a couple other, and Rich Frank taking on Matt Hamill. Now, again, I'm going to try getting a colleague to come in and sit down and talk with me and analyze the show. And then the show after, we'll analyze the entire pay-per-view. So, yeah, look forward to that. New things are coming on Scottish Wrestling World Show. Now, to get to my promotion things, again, my buddy Eric Gargiulo, ProWrestlingRadio.com, his MySpace page, myspace.com/Eric Gargiulo. Visit him. Again, one of the best announcer, unsigned by any major organization, in my opinion, right now. Visit my buddies at the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance, WorldwideWrestlingAlliance.com. Jack Taylor, another good announcer that's out there. My buddy Sean has been helping me. He's a worker from behind the scenes. He's been helping me out a lot. And then visit my page, myspace.com/Scottish Wrestling World.